So you touched on a good point earlier, and there was a question at the meeting that asked, when is the proper time to sell a stock? And I think he gave a few points there. Why don't you elaborate on that a little bit?
Yeah, so he gave 3 points that I caught. We really had to listen because he'd give a story for every example,
Yes,
and then
that's
he'd
true.
caught back, and it wasn't like he was like, this is point 1, this is point 2.
Exactly. Yes.
Yeah,
Fair.
so he's a storyteller. So the first point he made was when you need the money.
Yes.
And then he kind of chuckled, and he said, we used to do that.
He used to be there,
he
yeah.
said, but we don't have to do that anymore.
Right.
And that's what I love about the meeting. You can actually piece a lot of things together if you really pay attention to everything.
Yes.
So number 2 was when you realized the position was a mistake.
Yes.
And I'm not sure if that's when he talked about Paramount or not, but he said like I can't remember what company it was, but he said when you buy it and then you're like, oh wait, right? Maybe you missed something.
Yeah.
Maybe something comes out shortly after you bought it, but when you're like, oh wow, this was actually a mistake.
Yes.
You don't even think about it. You cut it. And then the third point that I found, or that I kind of heard him say, was when the consumer habits change.